Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about the patch notes for Space Marine 2 patch 12.2 with the brand new hotfix. Now, this will probably be the last hotfix we get for this patch. This was posted about an hour ago. Now, we actually have some perk buffs here that are like kind of substantial. A couple of them are pretty good. Some of them really don't matter that much. We're going through that here today on top of some of the bug fixes for some broken Techmarine stuff. So, number one, we have Vanguard for a perk change with moving target. They've increased the ability restoration from 5 to 10%. Now, moving target gives you ability restoration for killing enemies from like 20 meters away. The big issue with this perk was never the ability restoration amount, it was always the range requirement. I think this perk is still pretty bad. Grapnel really does not have an issue with cooldown in the first place, but you know, a buff is a buff, and this is nice to have. Now, the next perk here is Retribution. Melee damage was increased from 25 to 30%. Retribution is a perk that gives you bonus melee damage for being empty on your magazine. Now, the issue with this perk was never the actual melee damage amount either. The issue is how the melee damage here is calculated. The way this perk works, or was working, is that it would take your standard issue tier of weapon into account for the damage buff, rather than the relic tier. So the damage buff was not remotely as substantial as it should have been. Maybe they fix that here. If that is true, this perk is pretty damn good now. But if that's still the case, I don't think this is a major buff at all. Now, next perk here is pretty massive with the Sniper class. Base ability cooldown reduced from 125 seconds to 90. That's a pretty damn huge increase we got here, or I should say decrease for your ability cooldown. Sniper is already a pretty decent class in the game. I mean, Vanguard and Sniper are the two weakest, in my opinion, for Space Marine 2 currently, but this is a pretty massive buff. The Camo Cloak is going to come back significantly faster now, so this is way better than the Vanguard ones, in my opinion, so I'll probably try this out on Sniper in a bit. Now, the next one here is the Bolt Pistol Heroic version. The Honorific Relic tier got an increase in gunstrike damage by 13%. This was much needed. The heroic variant of the bolt pistol was definitely falling off in the game. A gunstrike damage increase is definitely going to help it out a lot. It was falling off in not only like standard damage, but especially gunstrike damage. Its gunstrike damage was pitiful. Back in patch 11, they buffed up all the other base bolt pistols, and this one kind of got left behind. So I'm glad they went back and fixed that before like patch 13. So pretty good perk changes all around. Sniper seems like the biggest winner here, and the heroic bolt pistol is probably a lot more usable now. Okay, now for general fixes, they fixed a bug with Techmarine's counter-offensive protocols perk not correctly working with the lethal perimeter perk. This was a bit of an issue that came into a few times, and here they say they fixed a bug with heavy bolt rifle perk able reload not activating with the Techmarine's ability. Now, able reload is a perk that will automatically reload your weapon immediately after you hit your ability option, so this is a great change. Next, they have fixed a bug, the Omniscient Axe static charge perk, reducing damage instead of increasing it. So static charge is the perk. Static charge is a perk on the Omniscient Axe where you get an increasing damage while you were charging through enemies. Now, unfortunately, before this patch, it was lowering your damage by 10% up to 4 times instead of increasing it, so I'm glad they fixed this. Next, they say they fixed a visual issue where a blur effect remained indefinitely when using healing injectors. This was a really annoying bug because if you use the healing injector with a restorative stim like back to back, you would get stuck in the restorative stim effect, which is like giving you a huge like blur haze across your screen. It felt awful. It was a terrible thing to last the entire match. I'm glad that it's gone. They've also fixed a bug with the cooldown Techmarine's decapitating stratagem perk not working properly. If you're unaware, the decapitating stratagem perk is the first signature perk for the Techmarine that gives you back your ability charge on a killer incapacitation with your servo gun, and this was actually broken to have no cooldown at all. It usually has a 90-second cooldown, but that's kind of hilarious that it was like infinite for a while, but they did fix that here. They've also fixed a bug making it impossible to equip the Ultramarines DLC weapon skin on the heroic heavy bolter. I mean, I didn't care about this one at all because the heroic heavy bolter Ultramarines DLC skin, I should say the Ultramarines DLC weapon skin for the heavy bolter looks terrible in my opinion compared to the other options, so I mean, I'm glad that's fixed for the people that like it, but I don't really care about that one too much. They've also removed the Vox filter in the voiceover selectors preview, and they fixed an issue causing low FPS and 100% CPU usage on the Steam Deck. You know, it's funny, somebody actually mentioned this to me. They're like, why is my game running so shit on the Steam Deck? And I've never played this game on Steam Deck, so I had no idea what they were talking about. But I guess it was a big issue, so I'm glad that's fixed here as well. They have minor fixes of some battlefield conditions, minor localization fixes, and minor UI fixes. And that's pretty much everything for patch 12.2. Now, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. How do you feel about the perk buffs? These are like the only substantial changes we got here outside of bug fixes. And like I said before, this is probably the last patch we're getting for patch 12. So hopefully there aren't any more major bugs in the game. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. If you like content like this, subscribe for more and take it easy. Bye.